We just pulled up to the first spot. We're gonna go look for some sheds. There's still a lot of snow on the ground, but all the snow is melted on the south-facing slopes. So we're gonna target those areas as long as take a look at our bedding areas, blocks from the main deer trails. Hopefully we can find some sheds today. We just got back to the biggest hoop plot on the property. The cell camera had been showing us that there's a lot of deer in here. As I can see, it's pretty dug up. They've been digging. So we're gonna start by walking this. Let's see what happens. Well, now he's kind of top of the highest point of the property. You call it the knoll. There's a lot of scouting in here in the winter, and this was one of the main spots they were bedding. So a lot of the snow is melted off the top of the knoll here. So we're gonna scan. We're gonna look hard on this. We're gonna look hard down the south-facing side in the brush. It's pretty thick, but we'll see if we can find one. So no sheds in the first spot. I just drove back here in the timber a ways. We're gonna go walk up on the small ridge. We're gonna be looking for some sheds, but also scouting a new spot where we want to hang a stand. So we're going to be following some of the deer trails, looking for the bedding areas, and maybe I'll come up on a shed. We're up to the spot where I was looking to put a stand. If you can see behind me, there's a lot of beds up here. It's kind of a small knoll that comes off the main ridge. There's a lot of deer trails coming off the ridge. I have one stand about 300 yards that way, but a lot of times deer are over here. Or a lot of times they come from this way, or sometimes they're in between. So I'm going to do a little bit of shut out in here, checking these beds. Alright, so we just got to a whole new property. We're going to do some walking in the cornfield right now, and then we're going to head up into the woods, check some of the south-facing slopes. Some of the places that I found some sheds last year, so hopefully we can find some. Well, we're taking a break from shed hunting. I just got to one of my favorite gun stands. I was just going to stop and talk about some of the projects we got going on in this area. This is one of the best, my favorite areas to hunt. You got the gun stand kind of sits up here on top of the hill, and then below that, down the bottom, I have my bow stand. And the food plots down the bottom too. But this property had been logged about 6 years ago, so it's pretty thick, especially by this gun stand. We're going to come in here and clear some lanes so that we can shoot easier, see some of their moving, and also the deer will use those to travel. As you can see, it's pretty thick, and about right straight down here we're going to put a shooting lane all the way down to the food plot so they can shoot out easier. We came in here last year and planted this food plot and tundra trail seeds from plot hog. And the weeds kind of got it during the summer, so there was still some stuff in here. It was just all under the weeds, so I think this year we're going to let this grow up in the spring. We're going to mow it, and then we're going to come in and kill it, and we're going to put a fall blend in here. This right here is a small bedding area that gets used a lot. A lot of bucks bed right here in this one that's in between these trees. A target from this year, he was bedded here for 2 hours. When I was sitting at school, watching the cell cam pictures come in. One thing I noticed while hunting this stand is the deer like to bed on all these little points right here, instead of bedding on that side. A lot of times I'll be just sitting right here, look them up from the bedding area behind me, up in the thick stuff. And I come and sit here for a little bit in the morning. And my stand's located right there.